Hi, I'm Hope. I'm a clinical psychologist in Hampshire CAMHS. Often, parents and carers will share that having a child who is experiencing mental health difficulties can feel very de-skilling, powerless, and impact on lots of aspects of day-to-day life, including a parent's sense of self, their achievements and identity as a parent and as an individual. Experiencing challenges in life can make it very hard for individuals to live a fulfilling life in line with their values. And for parents, this includes living in line with their values as a parent. When parents are unable to meet their basic needs, look after themselves, or manage their emotional responses, it can lead to responding in ways that do not align with their values. This can be distressing, upsetting, and frustrating for parents, and can lead to increased self-criticism and shame and impact on an overall sense of well-being. Focusing on values, goals, and personal strengths can be empowering for parents in these moments and support an overall sense of well-being. So what is the difference between values and goals? Values are beliefs about what's important to you in life. A value is a life direction, an internal compass which guides us throughout life. Values are different to goals, which have an endpoint. Values often are lifelong and give life meaning and purpose, whereas goals are desired accomplishments. Everyone's values and goals will be different and can change over time. Often parents will develop values and goals informed by the kind of parent that they hope to be, or how they hope to be remembered or seen by others, or their child's needs. Knowing our values will help us decide how to react to stress and distress. In spite of how we feel, we can still move in the direction and in line with our values. To identify our values, we can think about what is important in life that is really important to us. The most important. What gives us life meaning and purpose? Having identified your values, you will have a greater understanding of the way in which you can live life, the direction in which you want to progress towards. Setting goals in line with your values can help along the way. In another video, we explain how you can start to set goals. However, now we'll be focusing specifically on values. It can be tricky to identify what our values are. It can also be painful thinking about values if at present it does not feel like you're able to live in line with your values. Some questions that can help you to get started is to ask yourself, what legacy do you want to pass on? How would you like others to remember you? How would you like your child to describe you? Some parenting values that others have described include kindness, self-compassion, integrity, responsibility, respect, honesty, flexibility, and fairness. Here is an exercise that's about getting a sense of what you want to be about in your life to help you identify your values. It's a way of exploring what you would like to treat as important and how you want to be with yourself and with others. If you're willing to give it a go, I'll invite you to close your eyes and I'll guide you through noticing different aspects of your experience. I'll ask you some questions. You don't need to answer out loud, just notice what comes up for you. There's no right or wrong answers in this exercise. It's all about noticing what comes up. Are you ready? Okay, let's start by closing our eyes. Take a moment to get centred by noticing your breath and noticing how your body feels. If you find yourself getting distracted or notice your mind wandering, that's okay. Just notice that and gently bring your attention back to this exercise. Now imagine moving forward through time. Imagine yourself ageing and growing old as you move through life. Imagine now that you're turning 80 years old and your friends, family and co-workers have gathered to celebrate your 80th birthday. Imagine what you'll look like on your 80th birthday. I invite you to imagine not who you think would likely be there, but imagine who you would most want to be at your 80th birthday party, even if it means that they would be very old. There could even be people there you haven't met yet. Try to really build a picture of who would be there. Now the time has come in the party where people are starting to give speeches. They are taking turns standing up and speaking about what you have meant to them. They're speaking about what you've stood for as a person and the impact you have had. Again, I'm not asking you to imagine what they would likely say. I'm inviting you to imagine, if you were to be bold in the moment, what you would most want them to say. Deep down in your heart, imagine what you would most want others to say about what you've meant. Imagine the first person standing up to speak. Imagine it's someone very close to you. Take a moment now and imagine what you would most want them to say about the impact you've had. Try really hard to hear them saying that. Now imagine the next person standing up to speak. This could be someone from a different part of your life. Perhaps your childhood, a colleague, or a neighbour. And for them too, imagine what you would most want them to say about what you have stood for in your life. Now thank your mind for this experience and gently bring your attention back to the present moment. Take a moment to get centred here, noticing your breath and how your body feels. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Take some time to reflect on what you've noticed during that exercise. It's a great starting point for helping you to be aware of what's important to you. That's your values.